Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight your host, myself, Alex McKellar, and the chaotic one, Corey Steinhauser, come to you from Zandvoort for round 6, season 34 of Sunday Night Lights, where 14 of the best get around the track tonight at Zandvoort on the shorter layout with a little hairpin in the middle. 14 of the best, 6,100 plus strength of field, Corey. Massive night ahead of us.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. This is probably one of the best fields that we've gathered for a long while. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle this Zandvoort circuit. As you said, it is the smaller layout, so we have a tight little hairpin, which in the warm-up race and the pre-warm-up race has proven to take out a couple of casualties. Also, this is the updated version of Zandvoort as well, so we have the banking in turn 3 and throughout the penultimate and final corners as well.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Good refreshed layout, some nuances to this circuit that those who frequented it this week will have worked out with the old bowl section of turn 3 and the like. So a bit of fun for all. But let's, the drivers are out there starting their quali runs. Let's check out who's shown up. Adam Miles is car number 1, but he's not taken the grid quite yet, I don't think, has he? Yeah, he's just coming out now to do his laps. Car number 1, of course, returning series champion. Car number 2, leading ANZ driver in terms of the seedings, Sam Devandy for Cowboy Racing. Flying Dutchman, Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo is back once again. Another returning champion ahead of car number 4, Neil Gardner. Captain 499 for Generally Stupid and Slow Racing. Jeff Randall, first up winner this season. Coming back for another crack at it for Gone Skipping Racing as car number 5. Dario Frattini is back for another run for Why Not P1 Racing. He's great to see Dario back. Really high quality racecraft from Dario. It'd be fascinating to see how he applies his trade here tonight. Yannick Morale, again, another one becoming quite regular here on a Sunday night. Fantastic to see Yannick back as number 7 there, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. And returning driver, car number 8, Mr. Anthony Prime Minister Jones for Team Torpedo. Great to see Anthony out there representing UK and I. We've got Daniel Ortuga from Scandinavia as car number 9 here tonight, as he's just started his first of 2 laps. He's just started his first lap. Erwin Zoma from Bellano as car number 10. And then at the brisk 7:20 in the morning, Philip Burke from Florida making a return as well. Great to see Philip out there. Another one starting to become a little bit of a regular here on a Sunday night. Car number 12, Team Clown Bossman, Vasco Sorosky from Oz and Z. Right behind him, Chris Wayne from the UK and I as lucky car number 13. And wrapping up the field, just sneaking in with a 4.1 KI rating, Mr. Juan Ramon Belo Garcia from Iberia. And he's currently sitting in P5 right now, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Garcia back for another crack at it. Jones and Hendrickson, the 2 Team Torpedo drivers, are the ones vying for pole at the moment. Hendrickson crosses the line first. Jones not far behind him. Hendrickson snaffles the pole by 8/100ths by the looks. Frattini about to cross the line. Garcia's jumped up to P5, or held on to P5 at least, without improving his time. Gardner coming in to round out his second lap. Sorosky jumps up to the second row. Gardner looking to move forward, although he hasn't been great on his second laps here. 18.63 to start, 18.59. Just jumps over Frattini by 2/100ths. Only a few left out there to finish their laps, Corey, including Devanty, the Cowboy, coming around and out of the final corner.
Yeah, that's right. And he just tucks right down to the inside. He didn't want to go up the hill and lose any speed. And he only down in P12. So not the greatest effort there from Devantia. Philip Burke just put himself up into P6. And I think there's not too many people left. Maybe Daniel Ortuga still left to get a lap in here, his second lap. He's currently down in 13th. He makes his way through the penultimate and final corners. Jeff Randall in front of him as well. So is Owen Zoma. I'm not sure if they're still going or not. We'll find out here in a second. Looks like they are. And Randall does not improve. I didn't see Zoma improve either, but Ortuga improves up to P9. As Chris Wayne has done his lap as well, and I think that's the end of qualifying there, Alex.
Yeah, just following Adam Miles, and he only jumped up one spot. He's sitting in P9, our returning champion. Oops, wrong button. Let's go check out the grid. Tim Hendrickson and Anthony Jones, Team Torpedo, lock out of the front row, 1-2 respectively for Hendrickson and Jones. Vasco Sorowski, the leading ANZ driver on the grid. Some 9 100ths, 92 1,000ths off pole for Teams Clowns. Starts out a third. Alongside him, Captain 499 for Generally Stupid and Slow. Neil Gardner, the other ANZ driver, sitting there on the second row. Dario Fattini for Why Not P1. The Italian driver starting out a fifth. Alongside him, Philip Burke from Florida. Some 2/10 off pole, joining Fattini on the third row of the grid. Juan Ramon Belo Garcia from Iberia. Similarly, 2/10 off pole, starting out of seventh with Jeff Randall for Gone Skippin' Racing. He's going to start out of eighth. Out of ninth tonight, Adam Miles from UK&I, looking for him to move forward from that starting position. Daniel Ortuga from Scandinavia in 10th. Out of 11th, Erwin Zoma. 12th off the grid tonight will be Yannick Morales. We just go over the page. Our last two drivers are Devantia, who has not done his quali efforts in what we would normally expect, out of 13th, and Chris Wayne, the other Gone Skipping Race and driver, rounds out your grid of 14 here tonight, Corey. Tough field, 6,100 soft. I would say there'd be guys moving forward, but it's tough to do in this calibre of field.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. This is, as I said in the opening, one of the toughest fields that we've gathered so far this season. And every one of these drivers, as we say every week, is a race winner on any other day of the week. It's going to take something special, especially for some of these guys at the back, to work their way through as the revs start to rise, which means red lights mean rev and green lights mean go. We are underway for round number 6 of season 34 Sunday Night Lights right here from Zandvoort as they go down into Tarzan Corner for the first time. And it's a huge lead for Tim Hendrickson already. 0.4 of a second already, Alex, as he comes out of turn number 1.
That's it, as the field streams through then down towards turn 3, that famous bowl-like, it's kind of like a flying hairpin, a line astern. Couple of side-by-sides as Miles looking to get aggressive in the mid-pack. They come down to this unique cut-through section at turn 6, this hairpin. Once again, Randall going side-by-side. Looks, is that Gardner back there with him? No, it wasn't. Might have been Garcia, actually. Side by side over the same piece of tarmac. They seem to have gotten through okay as we hit the chicane. Turns 7 and 8 in this configuration, and still side by side. Miles is really trying to move forward from that terrible quali position as they're still side by side. You can do it for nearly the full lap as we've just seen it now. Line astern, one long line of 14 skippies at the tail end of lap 1, Corey.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that everyone was able to survive lap number 1 there. It's not too often this season that we've said that, especially with some of these single split races we've had. But just touching on Jeff Randall real quick, he told me throughout the week that he's been starting to do a little bit of dirt oval racing. So hopefully that'll work out a little bit for him here. He's been having a bit of fun in the micros. So he's even gotten a win already. So we'll see how he goes here with, you know, some of these banked corners. It'll probably remind him a little bit of the dirt ovals. He wouldn't want to go too sideways as in front of him, Frattini and Burke battling it out hard. It looks like Burke just got the advantage there as we go through the mid stages of lap number 2. There's a big dive bomb behind from Garcia on Miles to take away P8, Alex.
Yeah, he got it done. Miles probably opening the wheel there to make sure they both got through okay. And the battling, as you say, between Burke and Frattini heading up. The risk they run, of course, is that the front pack will get away. Gardner just trailing off that front pack of 3 in front of him, making it a front pack of 4, potentially keeping Burke in touch, I should say. But the draft for from Swarovski, a clown car in front of Neil, will likely, just pull Burke out of that 1 second drafting range as the long snake attempting to stay in touch with draft and what have you. Miles going down the inside of Garcia this time round, bit of a lock up. Garcia turns in and then has to turn out because there's a blue and yellow car of car number 1 at a Miles just inside him. Miles now just up to 1 position after all that. And perhaps if I chucked up the telemetry and the standings, we might even know that it's a start of lap 3, Corey.
Yeah, maybe, Alex. As I was watching intently, the battle starting to form here between Hendrickson and Jones, teammates on and off the track. But Anthony Jones with a point to prove here, looking very racy indeed, almost going up the inside in turn 1 and also looking for a move in turn 3. And Vasco Swarovski just playing a patient game here. He's not sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong just yet. He's watching these two battle it out a little bit. I thought they would have been a little bit more patient, but Hendrickson absolutely probably relishing having to race it out a little bit here with Anthony Jones.
Well, quiet word is that Mr. Jones has done about 1 billion laps here this week, breaking in some new Moser gear. So he will be keen as mustard to take it to his teammate, who's had the run of things in Team Torpedo for a while. Jones has put in a lot of laps here, has good pace. The question is, can he match the blue and orange mobile of the Flying Dutchman ahead of him, who runs a little bit. The high line there, counterintuitively, is the faster one, but perhaps Hendrickson that time just a fraction too high, but gets away with it okay as they come down to the hairpin. Once again, Gardner deep under brakes there. Would have loomed very large in the mirrors of Swarovski there, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. He probably just missed his braking zone a little bit there, and he probably got the old dish eyes going. And I'm noticing a lot of sand being kicked up there in the hairpin of the chicane. So a lot of guys really pushing the limits of that inside line, flirting with the dirt there a little bit, and that'll be slowing a few people down. But it's still Hendrickson from Jones, and they're starting to pull away here a little bit from Swarovski. It's 0.6 of a second right now between Jones and Swarovski, so you can see Swarovski there just absolutely trying to stay in the draft of Jones, trying to pull himself back up towards that top 2 right now. So Team Torpedo absolutely on a roll, as I saw a bit of side-by-side going on deep in the pack, Alex.
Yeah, that's generally still one line now once they hit the exit of turn 1 on the approach up through 2 and then into 3. They're still single file deep in the pack. But yeah, it looks like Frattini and Burke, after that elbows out stuff early on, has only sought to or resulted in them having to look in their mirrors potentially at Randall, who's right on the tail of Burke now, and Miles will be looking to go forward. And really, he's only up to 1 position, but the bit says lap 5. He's probably not going to catch the front. So front guys, so for him, this is all about damage limitation as we jump back up front. And yeah, it is still that front 4. And I'm just checking lap times. Gardner with an 18.8 last time round. In fact, Frattini was 0.4 quicker, or just under, but still slower than the lead car of Hendrickson. So it might be a bit of a muchness there, Corey. But those chasing cars will no doubt have their eyes firmly fixed on getting ahead as Burke this time goes through on the inside. And does Randall look to follow him? Yes, he does. Wow, I'm just thinking these guys, unless they want to battle for 5th, they've got to sort of get it sorted and get around there the quickest way rather than sometimes the funnest way. Now, Frattini will be down low unless he comes up quick. There you go. He's just almost the block pass there. You got to do it there, otherwise you're going to cost yourself too much time, because normally you'd think the low line would be the fast one around here, but it's actually the high line. If you go 2 by 2, particularly on the longer configuration here where you've got the long straight section afterwards. Less so with the cut through section in this layout, but certainly risky running the low line here around the bowl, Corey.
Oh, that's exactly right, Alex. And while you were explaining all that, there was an incident in the turn 3 bowl between Morale and Devantia. And unfortunately, Devantia coming off second best in that situation, getting riding the wheel and getting shoved into the fence. So if you want to go check that one out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it. Zone, I don't know that this will be it. No. Oh, yeah. Oh, just seen Devantia go right into the fence. Let me just see if this is... No, let's see this one. Yeah, this will be it, I suspect. No, not at all. No. Oh, it might have been it, actually, but I'll come back to that. We'll check the leaders here. They're still line astern. They're okay. Look at that chasing pack just lobbing over the hill behind them, though. As they come down into the braking zone. Very tight stuff there. It's so easy to turn the guy in front of you. These guys showing excellent control on the braking there. I was going to say the left foot, but I'm sure there's a couple in there that might use the right foot, although I'm not sure these days. Most folks are ambidextrous with the feet to get the braking done with the left foot, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, and it is quite incredible foot control, because I've done a few laps around here myself. I can't get any better than a 79-second lap time, but the amount of braking force required to pull it up for that corner without overshooting is quite impressive to see, you know, especially with the amount of no contact that's being made. And it looks like Randall is just stuck here behind Burke and Frattini right now. He's just watching Burke, just looking for some alternate lines around, and I think I just saw Neil Gardner also searching around, just trying to find a way through. This is one of the hardest to pass circuits, even with these big banked sweeping corners. It's very hard to get a move made, Alex.
Yeah, I feel like we got two draft trains going. Oh, a bit of a lock up there from Jones into the hairpin at 6, but the second, third and fourth, Jones, Swarovski, Gardner look to be hanging on a bit. Not hanging on, but relying on Hendrickson to keep the gap there with the chasing pack led by Frattini as they come through. There now, that gap's dropping. That gap, the lap times are so tight. Last lap for Hendrickson was an 18.28 and Frattini an 18.30. 2/100ths. The gap's sitting around 1.4 seconds now. I imagine it'll stretch a bit down the straight up to 1.5 now, and then the front guy's really not putting a lot of pressure on Hendrickson, letting him run lines, letting him pull them away or keep them away from that chasing pack. Corey, or as the chasers go side by side briefly. Oh, I don't know. If I was a betting man, I'd be pushing Miles to the front of that. I reckon he's probably the quickest guy in that pack and the best chance of catching the guys in front, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. Miles, pound for pound, one of the faster drivers in this pack. But I've also noticed Jeff Randall. He's currently got the quick lap of the race, and last lap around he did an 18.2. So we'll see how it goes. It's very deep on the brakes, a little bit of Morse code. Onto the tail of Burke was Dario Frattini that time. So it's starting to get a little bit racy here. We're almost at the halfway point of this race. So we've got 9.5 laps to go. And it just seems that the intensity just starting to pick up here a little bit now, Alex.
Yeah, the thing for these guys in the second pack, they're all itching to get on the front saying, give me the crack, I'll catch him. And just, there you go. There's a big bit of gravel there for Burke on the front of this pack. That'll slow them down. That'll cost them a bit, actually. Now out to a full 2 seconds. He's really got to take the medicine there and let Frattini go by, or let Randall maybe go by. It really does cost you a lot. The gravel these days really slows the car up, but he's not really. Oh, that's messy. Miles looking to take advantage, though. Frattini's going to lose out. He's the one who's lost out the most. Potentially, he'll be on the inside. Miles looking to move forward, as you say, take advantage at a place. It's so difficult. But oh, Garcia! Oh, he's gone around. It's was that Randall's gone around? Absolutely, he has. I don't know if he had help. It was so tight in there, Corey. I'll see if I can find the replay.
Oh, I can guarantee you there was definitely a bump there, Alex. I was watching Randall live.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh yeah, Burke's just straight into the rear of him. Not really allowed for the space there, and Randall's he's caught it all right, I think. Yeah, onto the grass. He's caught it okay. That slowed him enough, but slowed him enough to get lost behind. He won't be real thrilled at that one, Corey. I wouldn't have thought.
No, definitely not. But I can see that he's used a little bit of the dirt oval experience that he gained to save the car, get it controlled again, and get it going. But now we have pockets of excitement, I dare say, with at least 2 groups of 4. I think the third group might be a group of 4 as well, with Jeff Randall now leading that one. And no, I'm wrong, it's a group of 3. So we've got 2 groups of 4 and a group of 3 in this race so far. And then a couple of guys just sprinkled out into the distance behind Alex.
Sorry, mate. Garcia chucks it down the inside. And you can see there it just costs him on exit. He was right beside. Now he's, what's that, almost 5 car lengths behind. He'll probably catch that up in the braking zone. But that to me is a lack of track knowledge, to be honest. There's no point sending it down the inside there at all. Anyway, Hendrickson now still leading from his teammate Swarovski. Looking to hang on now that the wick's starting to get turned up in the second half of this race. Miles now on the front with Frattini. Now, those are the 2 that you'd want on the front of a chasing pack, but the question is it too little, too late? As they're now nearly 2.9 seconds behind after all that battling. Some lessons to be learned in pack racing and how to bridge a gap and patience. You know, sometimes it's hard to let the quick guy that you know is fast go by, but as we see this time, it's Burke pulling alongside Frattini, forcing Miles to take a compromised line and once again slowing them down. They really are now just battling for 5th, Corey, and no bones about it. The front 4 gone for good, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. And I think, as you said, you know, that's just maybe a little bit of inexperience as Garcia going very wide through turn 3 there. And I noticed that if you ride on that white line, it tends to push a little bit tight on exit, and you catch that exit ripple strip just wrong, and it can really ruin your run coming down into the club section hairpin, as I like to call it. But yeah, this second pack, especially with Garcia and Burke, just seem to be getting a little bit too racy. And if they just let Miles and Frattini lead this one from very early on, we could have been seeing a very different race here. And as it stands right now, it looks like Jeff Randall and his third pack there starting to catch up to the second pack. So we could have a pack of 7 cars here very shortly, Alex.
Yeah, look, it's easy for us to say, of course, but yeah, look, as the 3 of them now. Oh, once again, Burke. The big send up the inside with the overspeed from the draft, or at least the draft pace up the inside. Miles able to take a slightly better line this time, but compromised nonetheless. And there again, you see the outside drive of Frattini. Oh, it's going to be tight there. Frattini makes sure that Burke gives him the room on the entry to the bowl, perhaps out of frustration more than anything. But up front now, it is still a tightly knit pack as Swarovski's closed up the gap there. As the laps start to wind down, there'll be 5 as we cross the line. Any early wagers on who's going to take this one out, Corey?
Oh, well, with Anthony Jones having completed 1 million billion laps this week, I just say he's going to be my pick for taking this one out. I reckon he wants to absolutely get one over on Hendrickson. And I just noticed, Alex, in the braking zone for the little hairpin, there was a lot of nose-to-tail Morse code going on, and Jeff Randall and his group of 3 have actually caught up, and we do now have a pack of 7 in this second pack.
Yeah, it's a long snake of Skippies once again as Frattini looks to make sure the draft is not what it could be. And now we've got the 2 racy chants, Garcia and Burke, side by side into the corner. Bit of smoke there from the braking. They're compromised. That is something of a chance for Miles and Frattini to get away. That's what you call old school racecraft. Build enough of a gap. The question is there enough of the technical sections of the infield or the inner sections of this circuit for them to take full advantage and get away? It's only about 0.6 of a second at the moment. What can we see? Randall now comes up the inside of Garcia, gets the elbows out. That'll do me. Thank you. I'm going through. And he's now back to have another crack at Burke in the closing stages, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And I noticed Yannick Morale tried and get into this battle as well. So it's absolutely on here in the middle of this second pack. But with just about 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go when they get to the line this time. It's going to be a very, very interesting race in both packs as time is ticking away and these guys only have so much time to make some moves, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. No one in the front pack having a look yet. Miles and Frattini seem to be similarly under no threat. It's a bit more sedate this time round, or at least perhaps the calm before the storm. The gents have all got it lined up. Yeah, no, just maybe thinking about how they're going to roll the dice. How do they position themselves to be close enough to do so? The pace sort of where it's at the moment accentuates the difficulty of getting by, and sometimes it'll just be risk versus reward calculations at this point. Oh, contact again. Randall into the rear of Burke. That different braking there really catching folks out, I think, and Morale did get through there. Let me just go see. What did that look like? Let's just catch the pitch. Oh, I see. Yeah, there you go. Garcia's got into the back of Randall. That was the crunch that I heard. And then Morale's just gone straight through and said, thank you very much. That's how it's done, I guess, at this point of the race. And a bit of a gap now, though. Randall's almost clear of Morale, and that might be the end of the battle between Garcia and Burke for this race anyway, Corey.
Well, we'll wait and see, but there is a little bit of damage now on the wing for Jeff Randall. So it was quite the substantial contact between himself and Garcia, although Garcia did just get back around Morale into turn 1, and it looks like Morale going to try and battle his way back at some point, but the laps are winding down, and I reckon they're going to run out of time here to catch back up to the second group. But still, Burke being very aggressive, just looking for any kind of a move he can make on Frattini. And Frattini, one of the most defensive drivers we have on the track right now, is probably not going to let that happen with the laps being as little as they are in availability, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. But at the same time, just the way he approached that hairpin there, he's actually eyes forward. You could see him try to over and under on Miles, if anything. I think his eyes are firmly fixed forward, to be honest. But yeah, look, fantastic work there as they've all come through quite cleanly, and the pace really starting to lift now. They'll cross the line now with 2 to go. This is where the marbles start getting put on the table, and everyone starts rolling them for their final shots. This time we see the move from Jones on Hendrickson. Jones up the inside, Hendrickson left to the outside. Remarkably, the outside run at turn 3 is what Jones is chasing. He knows Hendrickson get the drive out of 1. He'll have the inside into 2, and importantly, the outside at 3, although Hendrickson gets clear, moves up and makes sure that he gets the full use of the top line there. How are we going behind? It's still miles ahead of Frattini. They seem to have got the run sorted enough so that they're not under attack into the hairpin with 1.5 to go, Corey.
Yeah, but there is still a change in that second pack, Alex, as Randall made his way in front of Burke. I'm not sure where he did it. It might have been in turn 1, but that's Randall up another one into P7. And you can see Frattini now with that little bit of a gap that he had built over Randall and Burke, just starting to look a little bit more aggressive as they're about to come to the penultimate corner for the penultimate time, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You were right. He got it done around the inside of turn 1 that time round. Fantastic effort from Randall to get back on after being almost turned, and the massive catch through the bowl section early in the race. This time Hendrickson leads him again, leaves the door open on the inside for Jones. Jones not quite there. These three getting through, or the four I should say, getting through. Miles and Frattini now side by side again. Miles taking the inside line to defend at both 1 and 3. Our leaders still line astern. Might be something down into the hairpin. Frattini now be caught on the inside. Miles runs very high. He'll have pace. He might have just let him go through to set up the draft. Might have confidence out of the final corner perhaps. Although, yeah, and he's lifted and gone back out. So he'll be setting up. Well, it'll be coming under threat from Randall. Gosh, that's good. But Miles will get the drive on the outside and should come clear into the chicane, as is Hendrickson, who's really now only under threat from Jones, and whether or not Jones gets the drive out of the final corner. Similarly, it'll be whether Miles gets the run. Frattini a little bit wide there out of the chicane for the final time round. This time the two Team Torpedo drivers line astern. I think Jones might be a little bit too far behind, and it'll be Hendrickson in a really close one, but it'll be Team Torpedo 1-2. Hendrickson from Jones, leading AZ driver Sorosky behind, Gardner following suit. Frattini hangs on from Miles to take out 5th and wins that second. Quite dramatic pack. Look at them all. They're still so close together, so many, all the way down to P10, the top 10. You could throw a hanky over them, Corey. Yeah, fantastic effort from all involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And now there's Neil Gardner, Tim Hendrickson doing a little bit of a drift celebration here at the end of the race, as we're just waiting for one car to cross the line. He just did. That was Devantia in the 2 car. Horrible race there for Devantia after getting punted into the fence. But the drift show is absolutely going on for 2 of our top 4, and it looks like Hendrickson just got it wrong in the club hairpin.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Let's go check our race results now. It was Team Torpedo 1-2 with Hendrickson, your winner, in the Flying Dutchman taking it out from his UK&I. Team Torpedo, partner in crime, Anthony Jones, the new gear serving him well. I don't know that I can remember if Ant's had a podium before. Certainly one of the favourites here on a Sunday night, but luck not always going his way. But certainly great drive from Ant there tonight. Solid performance. Similarly, the final spot on the podium going to Vasco Sorosky. He's putting together some decent numbers this season. It's maybe even his 3rd podium, if I'm not mistaken. Yet to take out the desperately sought-after win. But as we've seen by several quality drivers before, once they crack it for the first one, others tend to follow. So congratulations to our podium of Hendrickson, Jones and Sorosky. Neil Gardner, similarly, for generally stupid and slow racing, Captain 499, right in the front pack there. Didn't threaten too much at the end there, but still picking up great points there in P4. Dario Frattini for Why Not P1 Racing there. He's finished in 5th, just ahead of our returning previous season champion, Adam Miles, there in 6th, who... he's the biggest mover in the field, up 3 positions. Tough to do. We thought that might be the case from the off, and it turned out that was indeed how it played out. Jeff Randall, what an adventurous race for the Go On Skipping Racing driver it was there tonight. Did fantastic work just to get back up into 7th, just ahead of Philip Burke there from the US of A. Another one who had lots of adventure out there on track tonight. Certainly got his money's worth, as did Juan Ramon Belo Garcia. Those two perhaps had the most fun out of anyone, going toe-to-toe with anyone and everyone around them. Great stuff. Yannick Morel rounds out the top 10 from France. 11th, Daniel O'Toole. We didn't see too much of Daniel tonight. Unfamiliar, as we used to seeing him right in amongst the thick of it. He's finished in 11th. Erwin Zoma rounds out the SNL point-scoring positions. Great to see Erwin there. He's finished in 12th. Chris Wayne, the other guy on Skip and Racing driver, down there in 13th. And Devantia, the cowboy. Sam's finished all the way down in 14th after it looked like a fairly solid hip and shoulder into the wall on the outside of turn 3 there, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely going to be one of those races for Devantia to forget. And I'm just having a look, and he's losing 139 I rating out of this as well. So definitely not a great race there for Devantia. But what a great race there for Adam Miles going up 3. Jeff Randall as well. He lost 3 out of that little incident he had and gained them back, and he's positive 1 from where he started. So a great race all round from that. Some of those guys in that second pack, but Tim Hendrickson leading start to finish. Only got challenged by his teammate Anthony Jones once or twice, and it was just a fairly calm race there at the front, with not too much battling going on, as they were trying to mostly focus on get away from the second pack. But it just also goes to show how hard it is to pass around this kind of a track, Alex.
Yeah, that's it, mate. But we've got a couple waiting for a chat. We'll bring up for, I'm trying to think, maybe the first time we've spoken to you in the booth here, Mr. Jones. Congratulations. Solid performance there. New kit, lots of laps. Looks like it paid off this week, mate.
It did. Yeah. Hi, Alex. Hi, Corey. I've done a lot of laps. So yeah, that should be the amount of laps I've done. I should be seconds ahead of everyone, but it doesn't pay off like that. But no, Tim's exit of the last corner was something different. So it wasn't always the case of me not passing. It was actually keeping up with him down that main straight was on a lot of the laps after we'd created that initial gap. But it was good fun.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's surprisingly difficult to get a pass here, particularly when that exit is so solid out of the final corner. It really sets you up for a lot of side by side, and if the driver that you're racing with position themselves right, depending on the flow of corners, it can be very tough to get by. And I've seen folks do full laps side by side almost here as a result at previous seasons as well. But the new layout's pretty good in terms of the banking and how it races. You enjoy running around here, mate?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's a workout for me. I feel like I'm too old to be doing this, but I'm all hot and bothered after that. But no, it's all the layouts work around here. I've now realised I didn't think I'd like this at all. So after the first sort of 10 laps, I thought this is awful. And then when you get it works out quite nice.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, mate. Well, congratulations. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that your first podium here on a Sunday night?
I'm not sure. I dip in and out that often, but it could well be. I normally have bad luck. I normally don't start. Forget the fuel, forget to put it into gear at the beginning. Something normally goes wrong on a SNL race for me, but I'm always watching if I'm not racing.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, mate. Well, congratulations. Really strong performance here tonight. Team Torpedo 1-2. Say good day to Tim first, but anyone else you'd like to shout out to today?
Yeah, just you guys really. Thanks for all you do, this and in the community as well. So cheers, guys.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ant. Look forward to talking again soon, mate.
Speak to you later. Bye.
Yeah, Corey, one of the good ones, Ant Jones. He's got I've raced with Ant for quite a few seasons now. He's got some remarkable pace and actually good patience in the racing during the week. And really, when it comes down to the pointy and pretty good racecraft as well. So it's just, for him, I've often thought it was just luck more than anything. And then I think that old adage of making your own luck really shone through this week with the amount of effort he put in.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And to prove the point of, how many laps he's done, he also set the fastest lap of the race. He put in a 77.625 there. And I'm not sure what lap he did it on. It was towards the end. So he was absolutely coming on strong after he really got the track figured out. And, it's plain to see just how many laps he's done around here, just with how smooth he was the entire race.
Yeah, that's it, mate. A 17.6 is nothing to sneeze at, draft or otherwise. But let's grab the final spot of the podium. We went to the head clown, Vasco Sorosky, mate. Podium's becoming a bit of a habit here on a Sunday night. Top drive, mate. Was you a bit quiet there, or just frustrating that you couldn't get further forward?
Oh, evening, fellas. Congrats to Tim and Anthony. They did really well. Yeah, the second half from the hairpin onwards, I didn't have it for them at all, really. And that's the bit you need to be right on them. Earlier on in the race, could have thought about it a couple of times, but then I realised that we'll open up a gap on P4 and onwards, and I was like, just sit for a little bit. We'll be right. We'll get it together. But didn't, and I think I got out of the hairpin once or twice the way I wanted to on the back of Anthony. and then either I managed to ruin the chicane or to ruin going up the hill onto the straight. But yeah, it was a pretty follow the leader race through here, but I was more worried about good old Neil. That was the thing. And as long as I was staying there, I was okay, because I'm sure Neil was itching to get through, and I'm sure Anthony was itching to get through, and it, just too close. And if I backed off a little bit off Anthony, then I would have had Neil coming. So got to get more race practice. I suppose 2 races for the week. I suppose I'll take that. You shouldn't complain too much, but yeah, no, it was okay. Like I said, hoping to do more like always, but mate, that second half of especially out of the chicane, out of the sand chicane there, I just didn't have it. I worked out in the end. I was just driving it in a bit too deep compared to what they were. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
onwards and upwards.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Imagine what you do with 3 races in the week. Amazing stuff. Anyway, top effort.
Don't want to wear ourselves out, mate. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. Well done, mate. Another podium. Some good points there for the season. Hopefully building nicely for you. Anyone you'd like to say good day to tonight?
I'm going to give Tim and Anthony a big congrats on that, because I think they did pretty good there, mate. Going to give Neil, congrats for keeping the pressure up, and obviously the other clowns. And I had Mark and Martin in my ear during that, and we did the Ferrari plan C, B, D, Z, but none of them came to fruition. But yeah, all the boys and you guys as always, and the other races, mate, for showing up every week, because that's what makes it. And yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, that's it, mate. The community supports what certainly brings us back and makes it is what it is. So congratulations, mate. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yeah, Corey, that was young Vasco. And just before I hand over, I'll just shout out to Yerne Zorek, who's quite often here with us in the top split with 4,100 odd I rating. He couldn't crack it just because of the way the splits went tonight. He was car number 1 in the second split, but just to ease his pain a bit, congratulations. He took out the win ahead of 2 other SNL regulars in Craig Biley and Nathan Verney, the 2 ANZ drivers, filling out the other spots in the podium. So I guess it just goes to show you, even if you don't get the run in the first split, there's still something on offer for you in the second splits and beyond.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And the second split is also no joke, especially when some of our top guys who we normally see in the top split don't make it, and they can really make a race of it out of the second split. But how good is it to see Vasco getting up there on the podium, waving the flag for AusNZ, and for anyone who's not a torpedo driver, it's great to see him, starting to get some luck going his way. He's had a lot of horrible luck the last couple of seasons, and I reckon this is going to be the start of something really good for him. And hopefully we can see him just get more and more podiums and finally crack through for that win.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Yes, absolutely. A couple of nice people, few nice people, I should say, on the grid there. But great in particular to see Jones and Sorosky up there, who don't always get the spotlight up there on the podium, but very pleased for them when they do. But that'll do us. Corey, do you want to tell the folks home what we got coming up this week?
So tomorrow morning, going to be at Richmond with the Winstall Racing League. And that should be interesting. High horsepower monsters, tiny little track, and a little bit of fun. Then on Wednesday on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel at about 11:35 a.m. Western Australian time, GMT +8, the Output Racing League will be going to Dover Motor Speedway for the Gladiator 120, which will be a little bit of fun. On Friday, there's a couple of league races I've got to do throughout the day. And then on Saturday, I'll be at Pinjar Park for what should be the penultimate round of the season for the West Coast Outlaw Karts. And then back here with you next week, Alex.
Yeah, beautiful. Make sure, folks, you go check us out in the Discord and the Top Split on YouTube, which we do actually stream in 2K live in simulcast with here, of course, on the sacred home of Top Split TV on Twitch. But we will be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks, as always, to everyone for your support. As we said just before, without the support of the community, we wouldn't be here, and the racing certainly wouldn't be what it is. But for now, folks, and on behalf of the Chaotic One, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and I will say, until next time, Ciao for now.